go ahead and show me, present your offer. I've had a look myself, and as we go through it, what we'll do is we'll make some comments and things. So you'll go.
Perfect. You see my screen, right?
I do. Hmm.
Perfect. So this is my this is my the company's website for the investment side of the company. And this is the deal. I guess you already seen the pictures, right?
I have. So first of all, let's step back a little bit. You mentioned a company. Which company is this?
Shahin Real Estate Investment, my own company, Graham.
Oh, that's your own company. Okay, that's what I was driving at. Very good. Okay, so you formed this website, you put this together, and this is
Yes.
where you put your deals. Okay, very good.
Yeah, so this is the website that I post all my wholesale deals in order to share with my private money lenders to make it easier, right?
Yes, very good. Very nicely organized. Yeah.
So this is the breakdown of the deal. As you can see, the purchase price is the contract price is 585. I already got
Okay,
that deal.
let's pause there. Yeah, I'm going to be interrupting you a lot because these are my
No problem.
questions, you see. So
No problem.
now on the Zillow, for example, it was up for sale of 795. So
Yes.
my question is, why on earth did they agree a much lower price for you?
Because the seller is in pre-foreclosure. They have to sell, otherwise the house is gonna foreclose.
So why are they trying to get 795 on Zillow? Why have they got it up for sale for that price?
They have been waiting on the market for almost for $800,000, and then the time is they're getting tight and tight. That's what they said. And the right now they can even they find a buyer for that price, they are not gonna be able to move forward because of the financial contingency. They're looking for a cash buyer, not the end buyer, not the retail buyer, right?
Yeah, I'm very confused. Okay, so it's been on the market 152 days. They need to sell it. Why have they not lowered the price progressively until they got it sold? Why? I mean, as you see, they're trying to sell it here for 889, and it was 795. Is that right? Then they removed the listing. Is that right? They've
So
been
they listed back in the 2022, as you can see, the end
right,
of the August for
right,
$889,000. And
right,
then after like after 5 months, 6 months, they removed the listing,
right. Yeah,
and then they relisted from same price, like
right.
after 7 months later, right?
Yeah, that's right.
September, beginning of the September, and then after a week, by the September 12th, they decreased the price almost $100,000, as you
Right.
can see.
Yes, that's right.
And then they removed the listing again
Right.
by like another month later. And then the beginning of the May, middle of the May, they list the property again from 795.
Right. So they it seemed that they wanted to sell it for that price. Okay. Now, how can they sell it to you for much less? I'm trying to understand that. Is that a bank agreement? Why were they trying to get that particular price? Why didn't they lower it? Progressively, if they did have that maneuvering space, why didn't they lower it? Now, if they couldn't lower it, they needed bank agreement. Did you get a bank agreement to purchase at that price?
Say that one more time, please.
Yeah. So
The last.
I'm wondering how you got it at a much lower price. How much do they owe? You're saying they're being foreclosed on. What is the mortgage on it?
That's what I'm gonna look at right now. I had in my mind, but I don't remember the exact number here. Do you still see my screen, right,
I
Graham?
do. Yep. Yeah. I see your
Perfect.
screen.
This is the prop stream. I guess you also use this,
I
right?
do. Yep. I'm very familiar with it. Yep.
Perfect. So this is their mortgage amount, almost $200,000. They have a ton of equity in this house.
They do.
right?
So why didn't they lower the price? We just saw over 2 years they didn't go below 795.
Yes, that they did not go below the 795. I don't have the answer for that.
Okay,
If you want,
we
we
need
can.
to know that we need to know that. That's very important because that gives a clue, a very big clue as to what's
Mhm.
going on here. We need to understand that. Okay, because
Okay. Oh,
prop stream doesn't always show all the details. Prop stream can only show what's public record. So there may
yes.
be other liens on this property that we don't know or understand that are not public record.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So in order to clear those questions, I can schedule a call with the seller, and then I can introduce yourself as my partner, and then we can schedule a three-way call, and you can ask all of your questions. That way we can get some answer for them.
Right. Because the pressure increased, and normally, if they do have maneuverability, you see where I'm going with that question, don't you? That they would lower the price below
Definitely.
795. There's a reason why that was stuck on that price till a
You're
critical
right.
moment. Okay, so we look at the behavior of the history, and this is part of the underwriting process to see if it's a deal. And this is what
Mhm.
will catch you if you're not careful, if you don't investigate sufficiently with these
Yeah,
deals. Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. So as I said, I got it under contract about like 4 days ago, and then the she's in rush, right? And I told her, if you want me to buy this deal, I gotta be less than $600,000, and we can
Okay.
close quick.
Next question. Why did you agree to this price? Because if I was doing it, it would have been lower than this. So how did you arrive at that price?
Let me open
Sure.
my CRM. I should have some note for that. Let's see. So this is the lead.
How did you come across this in the first place? Was it a foreclosure list?
It was a let me see. Yes, it's a foreclosure list. Yep.
Okay.
I seen it. I just started focusing on the auction the properties, and then I
Hmm.
seen the sale or the schedule for. I gotta double check on that as well. Let me see how soon is the sale, the auction. As you can see, the auction. Let me open my the VPN. I'm in Turkey right now. That's why it doesn't open.
Okay. Now, another question I have while we're waiting for this to open is why don't you just buy this at auction?
What was that?
Why don't we just wait and buy it at auction? Because it'll be a lot less than 585.
You mean the buyer?
Yeah,
Can you say something?
let it go to foreclosure if you want the house.
You mean the why don't the seller they're going into auction to rebuy the property?
Why are you putting an offer on this? Why not buy it in foreclosure?
Oh, as a buyer, you asking me?
Yeah.
Man, the buying property is the from auction, the Graham. I don't know the have you been in any auction or not? It's
Yes, I
the
have, yes, and it's very competitive. It goes to usually 90% of the
yeah,
market value. But I
yeah.
still think the 585 is probably on the higher side, and it probably gets a better price at auction. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah. Man, to be honest with you, I'm looking at my notes right now. So I checked the comps. There are some the 3 and 2, the compare.
Comps are completely irrelevant because it's on the market. The market's telling you it's not 795, right? I mean, we're clearly not that price. Now you're saying it possibly 750, but I
Mhm.
would say it's not even that for 120 days on the market. It looks immaculate inside. I don't, does it need any work? It doesn't look like it needs any work whatsoever.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
this
right?
is how
It's
we do it.
moving
This is
ready. Yeah, it's moving ready from what I see. Is that correct?
it's ready to move in. It's turnkey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, so,
So
so it hasn't sold, so it's not the property, right? So 795 is just way too high, as it would have
yes,
sold, right? Okay.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what price do you think is an ARV on it? I know you said 750, but how did you arrive at that?
So this is the CRM I use. This is a RE simple, the CRM, and then this is the quickest way the how I make offer on these properties, the Graham. So this is the estimated value. This CRM, the pull the price from three different websites, the Zillow, the Realtor.com, and Redfin.com, and
I
then
see. Yes.
take
Okay.
take take the average of that. So this is the average price of the three websites, right?
I've got you. Okay.
And just
That's a common
just
way of doing it. So in the neighborhood, when you're looking at the neighborhood, um, what is the neighborhood range or for these properties?
to be honest with you, this property is 6 bedroom and 4 full bath, right?
Yeah,
There is no any the comparable with the same bedroom and bath count, but I found the
ignore that. Ignore
three.
that. Yeah, ignore that. Yeah, because this is a different situation. This is a foreclosure. Okay, so
uh,
the foreclosure is going to be at the bottom end of the neighborhood range as an SRV, an ARV, because it's public record. So
mhm,
nobody's going to offer the top of the range, are they? Because they know it's a distressed situation. It's a full sale,
definitely.
right?
So
So we got to look at the bottom end of the range. If we were to acquire this property, right? So we need to be at the bottom.
so when I click the button, it says, as you can see, I see the range, right? The
Yeah,
609, the $6,000. It's a bottom side of the range, and then the top side is 816,000, right?
yeah.
So if I get the $700,000 as a bottom line, as you said, and then I do 90% for the formula that I use, I take the 90% of the average or the bottom line of the range. So the 90% of $700,000.
Right, right. Now
Um,
that's right. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing 693 to 766 as the range. So for
mhm,
me, the ARV, because we have to do a fire sale if we're lending, okay, we have to lend to own. Okay,
mhm,
so that's our mentality. So we're looking at the bottom of the range, which is actually 693. So
mhm,
as the ARV.
mhm.
Okay, so I'd solidify at 695, not at 750. Do you see how I arrived at that?
Can you repeat one more time, please?
Yeah, so we got the range according to Zillow, and they're pretty accurate, okay, in these neighborhoods. It's
Okay.
the range is 693. Yeah, go back up. You scroll past it. Yeah, there it is. You see at the right at the top, the 693. Okay, to 766.
Yeah.
So I would say a fair ARV will be 695 ARV. Okay.
Okay.
So if I'm going to auction as an investor, what I would be doing, okay, because there's nothing wrong with the house.
Mm-hmm.
I would be building in my closing costs, everything else, attorney fees if I had to foreclose, right, and things like that, all the costs. So I would be taking the 695 and times that by zero point 0.7. Okay, to closing costs, my profit 15%, what have you. Okay, and it comes to 486 500.
The MAO, you mean?
Yes.
Got it. So which is $100,000, the less than mine.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
That's
Okay.
why I said to you at the beginning, why don't you just buy it at auction? Because it won't go higher than 486 at auction.
Hmm.
It will not.
So based on the investor formula, that no one is gonna pay for this more than 480, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're paying way too much money.
Okay. Got it. You mean in order to make this deal work, I gotta be less than 480, right?
Yeah. I'd be offering her in the low 400s,
Okay.
especially as the equity is there. And you can see why it never sold. It would never sell in 10 years. If it was on the market 10 years, this wouldn't sell. It's going to take forever to get up to 795.
Yeah. So they already have the $200,000 the loan on this property. It's a balloon loan, also adjustable rate. It's a terrible loan.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I can get her down to $400,000, she's gonna get still 200,000 cash at the closing,
We
which
think, but this is only public. There's so many times where there's when you take it to title, they discover liens on a property. Remember, this is a distressed seller.
yeah,
They will use probably every way in getting money somehow. I know all sorts of money that is not public record.
yeah, you're right.
People borrow from family, for example. There might be on this, and it might be, there isn't a lien against the property as it would show. But a lot of
Mm,
people would get borrow money, do a promissory note, but not even record it
yeah,
because they don't
you're
know
right.
about that. Right? There's lack of knowledge, right? People are ignorant. So um, what you need is a title search if you're serious about this to discover any more liens. A title search and an investigation to find out if there's any judgments. Now you can go
Oh,
to a site called there's a judgment site. What's it called? Oh man, I'm having a senior moment. There's a way you can find this public record if there's been any judgments against anybody. So what you do is you do a judgment search on the owner of this property to see if they've had any lawsuits or any
mm,
judgments against them.
okay. Is that a website or?
Yeah, it is a website. I can't remember which one it is now. You can do it across the nation, but you want to do that because you go to court, you sue somebody, you get a judgment, you've got to record that judgment. And if they
Yeah,
have a house, you put a lien on the property. So many people miss that step
definitely, you're right.
to collect the judgment. So that's something you need to do. So I hope that's been helpful. Uh,
It was super helpful. And then I have a question for you, Graham. Do you want to schedule a three-way call with the owner?
No, no, no.
No?
You find those out first and then come back to me with the
Okay.
answers and things. But
Sounds good. And
yeah,
then
I
price,
think I probably saved you $100,000, quite frankly, on this.
yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. I have another question, price-wise. If I can get the price lower than 480, are you in?
I've got other things to share with you as well. So let's tackle that first and see if there because I
Uh,
you need to find out about this, everything we talked about, especially if there's any other liens on the property. And there's no other liens on the property, it'd be public record, but any other judgments against the seller and if she owes any other money and things like that.
yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and to talk to my title company in South Florida. They can run a quick title research in order to find if there's another lien on the title or something. And the second thing is the price, right? So the you are saying is the price has to be lower than 480 in order to make this deal make sense, right?
Yeah, I mean 480 is really just break even. 486. Yeah, we got profit in there, but we need more due diligence. So you need a bit of margin there in case something does need to be done. These are pictures. The other thing about when you're underwriting is when were these pictures taken? Were they done just after the renovation? Are these old? Were these taken 2 years ago? When were these pictures taken?
Pictures should be current, but I'm not 100% sure though.
Yeah. So we need to inspect the property because there might be damage, right? I mean, you don't know. I mean, there might have been a burst pipe, right? And it might be flooded everywhere. There's mold. You don't know. I mean, these pictures look great, but you don't know when they were taken. So you have to do a walkthrough, and you have to do if you're doing it by camera, you start outside and film the road, the name of the road, and then you walk from the name of the road into the house so you can prove it is that house. Okay, so when you do it, many people don't do the walkthrough properly virtually. You've got to have it proved that that is the house, because they'll show you another house and you think it's great. So you got to be careful.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
can still double check from the Google Street View though, right?
Yeah, so you've got to make sure they swing the camera around and make sure that they are standing where they're saying they're standing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
And if you if you still have some time, Graham, can you break that where is that $486,000 came from?
The 693 minus times 0.7, because it's
Okay,
30% for the closing costs and everything else, and they'll profit and things like that. So that's where it comes from. That's not
okay,
counting any repairs, as I say. So the 486, it may be in I'm sure it is in worse condition than this. This is the thing. These pictures probably are at its very best. It's not going to be at its very best, right? You've got distressed sellers in there or
oh,
distressed tenants or something, right?
okay. So you got that number from 70% formula. I got it right now.
693 times 0.7.
70%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna figure this out and then I'm gonna schedule another call with you, Graham, and then we can go over the problem.
Yeah.
And I hope we can make this deal work.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Very good. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
your
your
time.
help. Thanks for your time, Graham, and
Sure.
talk to you soon. Stay in
That
touch.
was good. Bye bye. Bye bye.